Not as early as if I could go back in time travel, that I kind of wish I had. I was working in animation. I still work in animation as my day job, and that is how I got into drawing, was animation first. Um, and that's why I moved out to Los Angeles. And I really love animation. It's a really amazing community and really fun to work in. Um, but it is very much a team sport. Everyone works on a television show together or a movie together. And part of the deal is that you kind of have to make your voice blend in with everyone else's to make one coherent project. Very much like being in a choir, I guess. Like you're not trying to stand out. And I had some stories of mine that I wanted to tell on my own. And so I started getting into web comics, and that is just truly my own voice. And I really wanted to make sure that I still had, I'd almost forgotten what my voice was as like a comedy writer and as as an artist. And so to rediscover my own voice, I started drawing comics, and it's a very different feeling because you can't hide behind anyone. Which for a while I felt like I was doing an animation. There were so many people I trusted who I felt I could hide behind, that suddenly I was in the spotlight and this was my own work, and I got to rediscover my own voice. So it's very much like animation is being in a choir, and then working in comics is very much being that solo artist. So it was when I had too much of the choir and I was like, let me go find my own voice again, which is around like 2015-ish. And it's been a journey ever since. There's a lot of answers, I guess, to that. I honestly think this answer would also like probably change with the day, time of day and or time of year. But in terms of comics, I remember seeing out of all the like web comics that were kind of appearing in like the 2010s, kind of when I was like ferociously kind of reading web comics. Super Mutant Magic Academy from Jillian Tamaki was one which kind of tonally is very much like my work, where it was this slice of life entry point into this brand new world, and was so engaging and so funny to me on just in each comic was just so much fun to read that her style definitely informed the kind of work I wanted to do. So definitely recommend that title, another Drawn and Quarterly book as well, and also available at your library. Um, but other than that, like it's a lot of the big ones. The Simpsons was, I think kid of the 90s, like every like person who grew up in that age, like The Simpsons informed so much of my humor. And especially those early seasons that like were from the 90s, that season 3 to season 10, where it is the right amount of heart meeting funny. There are episodes of The Simpsons, which I'm not lying, when I cry, that they're so powerful. And I think there's something so special when something funny can also be heartfelt, because it's the best kind of punchline. That's kind of the reason I got into web comics, honestly, was burnout. Um, I do feel like everyone's burnout is very different. So one person's advice it just isn't a blanket solution for all. My quick advice would be you have to you have to do nothing. You have to relax and be bored when you're burnt out. Um, and there were many years where I was burnt out where I would think, I'm gonna go take a break. I'm gonna go play a video game and then I'll get back to work. And it took me so long to figure out that going and playing a video game is not a break. It's not relaxing because you're in fact probably using your brain even more. And it took me a while to realize that things that are fun are usually not relaxing. Things that are relaxing are things that are kind of maybe on paper kind of boring. It's being quiet, it's meditating, it's taking a nap, it's going for a walk alone, no podcasts. It's kind of just being quiet and being with your own thoughts. And I had become so accustomed to not being with my own thoughts for so long because there's just so many distractions as an option now that I had to learn to be bored again, to allow myself to just sit in nothingness until an idea kind of pops up in my head. And that idea would usually have to be so energizing that it would make me draw again. And not all those ideas are. And but when you do get an idea that is so energizing that you want to go draw it, that's that flicker of getting out of burnout.